channel. Hi everyone, welcome to my first video. I've got a special guest, Kenya. Obviously she's going to feature on my first video.
Of course.
We did a video a few weeks ago on Kenya's channel and I was like, do you know what? I need to film my first YouTube video. So we're just going to do a bit of a chatty, get ready with me. We were going to do a Q&A, but it just didn't really happen. No. But I love watching these. I always watch these when I get ready and stuff. So yeah, I thought I'd just film an easy one.
Easy watch.
But yeah, it's going to cut to us looking really rough in a second. That is what I look like.
This is the end product,
end result. People that know me would be like, who is this girl like that sat here with loads of makeup, and just don't put it on anymore. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the video and we'll get into it. This is a reality of what I look like most days.
This is my bad side, so if you see me like on this side, it's just because
we have
I'm ugly, but this is Grace's video. So.
Yeah, it's my video, so I have to be on my good side. We both have the same good side. To be fair, like, as much as I feel like I've got a good side and bad side, whenever I say it to other people, they're like, what are you talking about? You look the same. And like, to me, you look the exact same.
No, I feel like this and this is a completely different person.
Yeah, me too. I feel like my face is really wonky. I'm really pale today, guys. I was gonna tan, but that didn't happen last night. I got into bed and I was like, I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Because we had an early morning this morning, girl.
Yeah, so we went we went to Pilates 8:30 AM class.
I told you say 30 like that.
What do you mean?
30.
30?
When you watch it back, you'll realise.
8:30.
30.
30. That's just my accent. Leave me alone. Not a Manchester girl like you. Well,
I'm not a Manchester girl. I'm a Bolton.
I put way too much. I've got the Bobbi Brown, what's it called, face vitamin C thing. So we went to Pilates at the health, is it called the health lab?
The green lab next door.
But it's next door to the health lab in Northern Quarter. Kenya was 5 minutes late, so she came in while everyone was already like on the machines and we was doing like our first set.
I wasn't late, but then I had to find the car park and the map took me to the complete wrong car park, so then I had to pay. Normally I just
I was just like, I could see her coming down the stairs and I was just giggling to myself like, this is, I would hate to be you right now because that's my worst nightmare, like walking in when a class is
that bad because no one even looked at me because everyone was like,
but it's such a small class as well. What is it like?
There was only 8 people.
Is it 8?
I think it's 8 or 10.
Because oh my god, it's a nightmare to even get like in the class. Like they like get booked up so quick because obviously there's only
a small amount.
I didn't realise it was that small, you know. I thought there was more.
It's quite expensive, but it's like 23 quid a session. Yeah. If you just want to do like a one-off session.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, I've not been to the gym in like
since we went,
which was in like November. Obviously, like with Christmas and stuff, and we just got out of the habit. And that Pilates class really humbled me.
Yeah, it's actually quite hard. Like
my legs were quivering. She was coming around. I was really embarrassed. I was like this.
Yeah, and there was one where you had to hold the ball in between.
I kept dropping the ball, and I was like. And she had to keep going around picking it up and I was like, this is just embarrassing at this point. And I feel like because somebody's telling you what to do, like you can just get in the zone more. Whereas at the gym I just wander about like...
Yeah, and you don't really know what you're doing. Like you can even go in with like...
I went to the gym with Harry like just before Christmas. And it was so busy, like literally you couldn't get on anything. I went on the treadmill for like 20 minutes and I was like, right, let's go. And Harry's like, what are you talking about? I'm only like halfway through my second set. And I was like, well, I'm going to sit in the car by. And yeah, now he won't go to the gym with me because it's like, you don't do it properly. I'm like, so he's got a point, I don't do it properly. Like, I'd much rather pay for classes and go to classes than...
Well, the gym that I signed up to, they do classes. And like,
I know, I need to do that.
We've not even been telling people what we're using.
Yeah, I know, sorry.
This was supposed to be a Q&A, but we've just gone off on a tangent about our morning and forgot to even tell you all. But I used the Weleda Skin Food Moisturiser, then I used the Collection Filter Finish, which is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury, and then I used the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in shade Peach. Born This Way foundation in Porcelain, which even though that is like one of the lightest colours, it's still dark on me, but I am really pale. So like if you like a normal pale, like that's probably fine, but I literally look like
a Victorian child.
Don't look like
I do, and I'm always mix it in with a bit of tinted moisturiser, just because I feel like it looks like glowier with a bit of tinted moisturiser. And then I've just used the Collection Lasting Perfection concealer. This is meant to be a dupe for, is it the Tarte Tape? No, Tarte Tape Shape dupe. This, it is really good, it's really creamy. I'm gonna put a bit more on my nose. Actually, I've been trying to watch videos on YouTube, like not YouTube, TikTok, I feel like, of, you know, like celebrity makeup artists and like how they do their makeup. I can't remember her name, but the lady who does like Kendall Jenner and Hailey Bieber's makeup, you know how their skin always looks dead airbrush.
Yeah,
basically, like, you put your cream contour and concealer on and like do your whole face, like, and then you put your foundation on with like a brush, like just skim it over afterwards, and apparently that's like how she gets them so airbrush.
Maybe we should try.
But yeah, I did want to try, but I didn't want to try it for this video in case it looks shit. Because I was like, I'm not doing my makeup and then in your video my makeup looks horrendous. Yes, got a YouTube channel, so we'll link that down below. We did a video for her channel after this one. Have actually already got one up. Yeah, that was like the first video I featured on.
Ever featured on.
And I really enjoyed filming that, so I thought I'd just do one for mine because it's my first video.
You are a natural, to be honest. Like.
Thank you. This is what I'm using. It's literally a really old Primark foundation in the shade Toffee. I just use this for a bit of like contour because it's dark.
I use this for contour. Maybelline Fit Me. It does look dark, but like, as you can see, it does like blend out. And I am gonna like put bronzer over it, so it is gonna blend out. I don't know how I'm gonna do my eyebrows this far away from. I know, we've not really got, we didn't really think this process out. Normally I normally have a makeup palette with me that's got like a mirror in it, but for some reason today I didn't bring one, so I didn't really have, by the way, because Charlie's got 5 glasses on the windowsill from drinks that he's had for the past 5 nights that have not been shifted.
She's got no glasses left,
so
but that works for me. Whoa.
Sorry.
Blind. Just put a bit of contour on my cheeks. I've seen this thing as well where people put it like here, you know, like to like almost give yourself like an eye lift, so I'm gonna give that a go. I've not really got any plans this weekend. It's very rare that I have a weekend with no plans, but trying to do dry January because in December I was going out like every single night of the week, like not even joking, like every like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe wouldn't go out Friday, but then I'd be back out Saturday. And my body's just like ready to give up. Haven't had a drink yet, and it's the 14th, so I've gone 2 weeks with no alcohol. Very expensive as well, so like living in Manchester, every night out you go on, you spend minimum, I spend minimum 40 quid, like that's just on drinks. But by the time you've got an Uber out, an Uber back, and 2 drinks, that's 40 quid gone, and like that's without food. And if you've, you know, had a bit to drink, you're then like, oh yeah, let's get a Mackey's on the way back. I put about like 5,000 stone on from drinking, so I'm trying to look after myself better this year. That's definitely one of my goals. My dog's chewed it, you can't even, can you see? Brushing through my eyebrows, and then I fill them in like with the, it's not out, with the Refi brow pomade. This is really good because it's so like easy. Oh hello. Ooh. It's like, I can't see to do my eyebrows, I'm not gonna lie. I might just do it on my phone.
Oh, go in the bathroom.
This is what I normally do, like at work if I'm doing my makeup. It's still quite bright though.
You haven't got a light on or anything right now, and it's not even that bad.
Very rare that it's like this sunny in Manchester either. I feel like this week has been so miserable.
Yeah,
like
even this morning was
every day I've woke up, it's just been chucking it down.
It's weird because this morning when we was out, it was
God,
raining, and now it's sunny, but you'll get used to this.
Like, that's the one thing I think I've learned living in Manchester as well. You've got to go out and be prepared to get soaking wet. Like I've got my New Balance trainers, but they're so white and I don't want to wear them because they just get ruined.
Wait till summer.
When I first like moved here, I would like leave the house like without a jacket and stuff, and then you'd get into town and it'd just be chucking it down. And sometimes the rain doesn't stop for hours, so like you literally can't even wait it out either because it literally never stops. I do like it at night when it's raining. I find it really peaceful to
when you can hear it in your windows and you're like cozy in bed. That's when I like it. I
was working from home yesterday and I thought like, oh, like when I'm working from home I really want to get into like, even if I just go for a little walk on my dinner, because I find myself like I won't leave the house. But then it was just chucking it down, so I thought, well, I can't even go for a walk.
That's not an excuse though, because you do actually see people like jogging in torrential weather.
Yeah, but
so it's not an excuse.
I don't want to do it that badly to get sick from that. Yeah. People who jog in all weathers like scare me, because do you not like...
They are dedicated to health, like...
I get miserable if I'm cold and wet.
And wet, yeah.
I'm so miserable. Like, I'll be in such... It'll put me in a mood.
With like eyeshadow, I don't use eyeshadow, so I'm just gonna run some bronzer through my crease.
Because she doesn't use eyeshadow.
No, it's because I don't know how to do it, and I can't believe my friends used to let me out the way that I used to do my eyeshadow.
Funny,
like
though.
I used to have like a thick black line that was hard to set all the way up here, and it wasn't even like pointy. That's how bad my wings were. And then I just used to like shove eyeshadow on and just think it looked nice.
Just concealer and then just like blend it out. I've got this got some new makeup brushes for my birthday. Well, I got 2 sets of new makeup brushes because you got me some from Studio London, and then Harry got some Real Techniques brushes.
I do love Real Technique brushes.
Yeah, I did specifically ask for those. If I was like, if you're gonna get me makeup brushes, please get me those. Because they are like the OG brushes. Yeah, those gold ones are so nice.
Yeah, I do like those.
Do you know what brushes are really good as well? Morphe.
Yeah,
and they're quite affordable. I feel like an eyeshadow brush from there is like a tenner, but like for a good solid brush that's going to last you,
you don't mind paying it.
No.
And I might ask Grace some questions actually, because
while I'm getting ready,
this is your first video. Do you know when you put some? I put some on Depop for £40, and someone's just offered me £28.
It stresses me out. That's why I don't really use it these days, because I just couldn't be bothered replying to people, even though we're really close. I feel like we know nothing about each other.
Know your birthday?
Yeah. OG Hoola. Probably will never use anything else other than this.
If you know, you know.
This is a Real Techniques brush from about 10 years ago. But you know when a brush just hits, it just does it so well on, and then whenever I use a different brush, it just doesn't look the same. So
no,
I properly blend. I use this brush to like put it on, and then I blend it out with like a bigger one underneath my chin. Probably not for this. This looks like a foundation brush, but it's really fluffy and it just fits my cheeks nicely. So I've not brought my blush.
You can use mine. I'm back. I'm back. I'm ready. I'm going to tell you what products I've been using.
You're really good at that.
Thanks.
I
It's my hidden talent. So I use the Too Faced Better Than Sex, which is actually really good. You need
that's what I use.
It's good. And then I use Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, which I just nearly spilled everywhere because the lid is not on. And then I'm just going to use this really small NARS blush. She's small, but she does the job, and she's pigmented. Like, look, I've only used it once and it's still all on my brush like that, so I'm literally going to tap and dab. And I'm basically done my makeup, so I'm just going to ask Grace some questions.
I'm just putting a highlighter on. Iconic London. The best. That's all I've got to say about it. Like
oh my god, look. Look in the camera.
Whoa. Oh,
why does it look like that in the camera? Oh. I won't jump scare. It doesn't look like that in her.
No, it actually doesn't. It looks really nice in person.
Stop.
Hair's really pissing me off today, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's just not. It's not hairing the way that.
Please.
It's not hairing the way that I want hair to hair.
I took my extensions out the other day, so this is what we're working with.
I don't think it looks that bad. I quite like in a short hair era.
And in my short hair
I'm always in my short hair era. Like, my hair doesn't really ever get longer than this.
I've just length, and then I've just got these 2 long bits, and I want to cut them off, and everyone's like, no, don't cut them off.
No, don't do it
I want
yourself.
To do it. I want to do it right now.
Do it yourself. Harry's sister bought me this Morphe palette for Christmas. It's got some really nice colours in, like very neutral, but like orange as well, and that is very
love orange.
I normally just use bronzer, yeah, I was gonna say, but let's go with some eyeshadow. I mean, this is actually really pigmented, like, if you can see.
MAC Myth. This has been a favourite of mine for quite some time. Yeah.
Slang word for like pissed off.
Myth.
Like, I'm
is
miffed.
It? I'm miffed off.
No, not, you wouldn't say off, you just say I'm miffed.
I'm miffed. I've never heard that before.
Maybe
is that a Scunny town?
Maybe it's a Lincolnshire thing.
It is. Right, anyway, let's get some juicy questions.
I feel like
have you ever met a celebrity?
I have, because when I worked at Hale Country Club for a bit in the spa, and I've met actually quite a few there. Michelle Keegan, she is honestly the loveliest person ever. Like, She's
And
so
she's
nice.
pretty too.
Oh my god, she's stunning. Like in real life, she's stunning, and she's really, really polite, really, really nice. She's obviously really famous now. Like she used to just be a soap star, didn't she? But then she got the mark right, and now she's in like.
And then she was in that girl.
Our Girl. Yeah, I've not even watched that, you know, but it's always on my TikTok. Yeah, she's really nice. I've met a couple of footballers. Olivia Atwood. Who else have I met? I've not met Tommy Fury, but I have seen him in the gym there.
When was the last time you cried and why?
Last night. Watching One Tree Hill. So if anyone's currently watching One Tree Hill and you're like not up to like season, I think I'm on season 7.
Don't do any spoilers.
You will, spoiler alert, skip this if you don't.
Skip the next like 10 seconds if you don't want to spoil.
Lily's mum is dying, and she said that she's never gonna, like, obviously she's not gonna have another Christmas, so they put up the Christmas tree and stuff and like had a fake Christmas for her, and
That's
I was
awesome.
just really tired, and I just was like crying a little bit, and I was like, right, this is ridiculous. I need to sort it.
What was the last thing that you googled?
The last thing I probably googled was probably I was looking at flats, because I'm just looking like what's out there. If you'd have asked me last night, it would probably be like, why do I have a headache on the left side of my head?
Yeah. Like,
I'm literally the worst for that though. I will convince myself I'm dying, and then I'm going to go mum and I'm like, mum, I've got this really weird pain and I need to go to the hospital. And she's like, you've just got a headache, that's shut up. It is bad though, because it tells you like the worst thing possible. No, these questions just make me sound really boring. No. I'm not boring, guys. It's really hard to do without a proper mirror.
Biggest pet peeve?
It's me off. This is something that my boyfriend does. So,
shout out.
When someone coughs and they just like let themselves have a coughing fit instead of like sitting up or getting a drink. Because I have to sit there and listen to him. Laid in bed, like on his back, and he'll just cough, and I'll just be like, just sit up and have a drink.
Just like...
You're speaking to someone and you're halfway through a conversation and they like cut you off and start saying something else, and like,
yeah. Or if you're like talking about something to someone and they have to one up you everything you say.
Oh, that is
that pisses me off
as well, which is kind of similar to that one but a bit more specific. Is when people think they know more.
We're triggered right now. We're like getting deep in our feels.
It's when people think they know more about something than you, but like are really patronising about it. And like, you know, if you say something like, well, actually that's not true because it's actually this, and it's like, well, you don't need to try and like make me sound shit, and someone thinks something's right. I'm like, oh really? I thought it was like that. But I would never turn around and be like, well, you're wrong. Another pet peeve, this is a universal thing that I see on TikTok all the time, and this like happened to me so much at school, when like you used to be in a room and there used to be like boys there and girls there, and like one certain girl would like try and embarrass you. Some adults do it though, like.
But no, I mean like it is.
Yeah, but I've been friends with like girls even like as I've got older. I remember when I got to college, I was thinking like, college is gonna be so much better than school, and it's just not. In fact, it's probably worse. I really didn't enjoy college. I enjoyed the first bit. I had certain friends and stuff that I got on with really well, and I'm still friends with like a lot of the people I went to college. I actually dropped out of college. Yeah, so it was the March of my first year that I went to law. My whole, like the majority of my first year and then the beginning of my second year was just on like it was all online, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it.
Not having any
and at the same time as well, like I was lucky because I worked at a co-op through COVID.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, and then I just kind of like lost sight of college, and I was like, do you know what, I actually don't want to do this anymore.
No.
And like
I turned
criminology, psychology and law.
That's exactly what I was going to do if I went to college.
I always like in law, that's what I thought I wanted. And actually in 2021 I got an apprenticeship in a solicitor's, thinking that's what I wanted to do, and then slowly I realised that was not the life for me. But you've got to try things, otherwise you'll never know. Exactly. And I'm glad that I tried it and did an apprenticeship rather than going to uni, getting a degree and then being like, actually, I don't want to do this.
I feel like so many people do that.
Always change what you're doing, like you're not stuck in anything. So like,
I feel like that.
Even if you're in a job, like why would you stay in a job that you hate?
I thought my last job that I had was going to be like my forever, because I just really wanted to work in like marketing. I stayed there for like a year and I was like, I fucking hate this job. And I just thought like in my head, there's no way that I can get out of it now, because I've finally got a job and experience in something, and like that opportunity might arise as like the business grows, but I literally could not stay there. Like I hated it.
But that's similar to like me and my first job when I moved to Manchester. So I was in a estate agency before I moved to Manchester, and then
that's always like interested me as well.
I loved it, and I would go back, and if for whatever reason, like the current job I've got now, like obviously I love it,
Yeah.
but for whatever reason further down the line it didn't work out, or I had to get a different job, I would 100% go back to that. I did lettings, so obviously I did like a lot of the tenancy agreements and inspections and just sorting out people's shit basically. But I did really enjoy it, and I liked it. I was still working within like legal systems, because it is all like about the legalities of things. But yeah, my first job in Manchester was at like a online estate agency, and it was really high sales and things like that. And like I've got a friend that still works there now, and she's making bank, like she's making like last month she said that she made like 4k.
Oh my god.
And I always thought like, for that money I'll do anything. Like, for that money like I can cope with the stress. 3 weeks in I was like, fuck this. I couldn't do it. I was getting up every day and I was so miserable, and I was getting home and just staring at the wall being like, what am I doing? And in the end I just like literally walked out one day and I was like, I'm not going back there.
It makes you realise like money isn't everything. Like
there is no money in the world that could have forced me to say that.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, it would be nice like at the end of the month to get your pay, but then you forget about the stress for like a little minute. But if you're spending
your whole week's miserable, like what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't even enjoy your life really.
No. I took a £6 pay cut to come to the job that we're in now, but my like mental health is just done a 360,
quality
like
of
completely.
life,
Literally, I have so much more time like for myself now. I'm not like stressed all the time, and I actually enjoy like the job, and I actually enjoy going to work.
Yeah, you're not waking up thinking, oh god, like I don't want to go into
and, like,
that. Well, because I feel like me and you work so hard in this job, and it's because we actually care about what we're doing. And I've never really been in a job,
make a career out of it.
And I've never really, it's took me a while to like find my feet with what I actually want to do. In this job I'm like, this is what I've been looking for, because even though I'm really young, I've had like 1,000 jobs, getting up and just hanging out with my friends all day.
Definitely, it does feel like that. And plus, because we're not like, we're just on a laptop all day like typing away, so it doesn't even feel like you're working sometimes, even though you are. It doesn't.
When things are stressful, like don't get me wrong, like obviously the past few months have been so stressful. I mean, me and you was working crazy hours like every weekend, like just because we was in such a bad place that like we're trying to get the company to a better place. It doesn't feel that stressful because you've got people to go through it with. Whereas if I was just doing that job and I didn't speak to no one, like I would feel stressed. But I don't feel stressed because
light. So if you want something a little bit darker.
That is.
She's already pale lips enough.
I'm already like, I need a bit of colour. What is this?
I don't really have like dark coloured like lipstick.
Do you have any lip liner? Like thinking about how many jobs I've actually had, because I'm only 20, but I've literally had more jobs than like most 40-year-olds. But I'm a very big believer in like you can. The thing is, in a company like you are so easily replaced. Like they will not blink to replace you. So why should you like feel obliged to say somewhere if you're not happy? Obviously people have different circumstances, and I'm lucky in the fact that I've had the opportunity to do different things. And when I was obviously living with my mum and dad, it wasn't too bad, but when I moved to Manchester and I was between jobs, that was awful. Okay,
I found this lipstick which I've never opened or used just yet.
What is it?
I got it in my Sephora, I think. Got loads of little stuff that I've not tried.
Do you mind me using it?
Absolutely not, if it's more your shit.
I thought, oh yeah, this is a little bit.
Me and Grace met and realised we had the same...
Kind of the same. You can't see mine because it's
on the same hand.
Yeah? Like a tattoo.
Yeah, it is.
I got funny story about this tattoo. It cost me 20 quid and it was from like a really dodgy shop back home, and I went on my dinner break at lunch to get it done with my best friend.
Was it just an impulsive?
Well, me and my best friend Jenna really wanted matching tattoos, and then we were just like, let's do it. And then we booked it like the day before.
Mine in Newcastle with my
I got this in Newcastle.
Shut up.
Shut up now.
Shut up now.
I got this, and again,
it cost me 40 quid though.
This was 30 quid. And I was underage at the time and I had a fake ID. And I just went to this random, I was out shopping.
Idea? A lot of the time I don't even idea.
No, but I was underage and I really wanted this tattoo for ages because my granddad was a sailor and I really wanted something like...
So it's got like sentimental...
Yeah, but I didn't really want a boat or like a sailing boat. And I didn't really want waves, but I thought an anchor's like quite nice, and I've actually got an anchor necklace. I mean, they're all tangled right now. That my best friend Lauren bought me because necklace.
A necklace.
I like it.
I say necklace.
I say necklace. Anyway, cutest present ever, because that to me just is like, oh, she knows me so well.
Yeah.
Like, she knows me so well. She's like, well, obviously you've got your tattoo, and I had like an anchor like bracelet and like things like that. But yeah,
so got done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god, we're all done, babes. We're all done, babes.
I feel like we look much more put together than the beginning.
Good job there was nothing in there. Oh, I'm gonna stay in this position.